Have you ever realized your marriage was over? Not because of one big fight, but because of one tiny lie. It started on a Thursday morning. My wife Jessica kissed our 2 kids goodbye, grabbed her suitcase, and smiled at me. "I wish you could come," she said. "But someone has to stay home with the kids. It's just a girls' wellness retreat." I smiled back. 12 years together, I said. "Have fun." She hugged me, then climbed into a rideshare and disappeared. Everything about that goodbye looked normal, except one thing. She never kissed me, not really, just enough to make it believable. 3 hours later, my phone buzzed. It wasn't from Jessica. It was from an old college friend who happened to be vacationing in Florida. He sent me a photo, a luxury beachfront resort, a crowded pool, and standing beside my wife was a man with his arm around her waist. The message underneath simply read, "Thought you said you couldn't make the trip?" My heart stopped. I stared at the picture for nearly a minute. Then I smiled, because Jessica had made one very expensive mistake. She forgot who paid for that vacation. Chapter 2, the lie started weeks earlier. Looking back, the signs had been everywhere. Jessica suddenly started going to the gym. She bought expensive dresses she'd never worn around me. Her phone was always face down. She laughed at messages she'd never share. Whenever I asked what was so funny, she'd answer, "You're overthinking again." Maybe I was. Or maybe I simply didn't want to believe my wife was capable of lying. She called it a girls' retreat, but I remembered booking that same resort months earlier using my travel rewards account. She'd canceled our anniversary vacation because she said work was too stressful. Apparently, it wasn't stressful enough to stop her from going without me. Chapter 3, the reservation she forgot about. Instead of calling her, I opened my laptop. The reservation was still under my rewards membership. Because I'd redeemed the points, I logged into the hotel account. 1 reservation. 2 adults. Ocean View Suite. Interesting. Not a girls' trip. Then I noticed something even better. As the primary member, I could still check into the reservation. I called my sister. She happily agreed to watch the kids for 2 days. I booked the next flight, packed 1 suitcase, and said nothing. No angry texts, no accusations. Sometimes silence is the loudest revenge. Chapter 4. The reunion she never expected. The next afternoon, I walked through the resort lobby wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap. The receptionist smiled. "Welcome back, Mr. Carter." She handed me a room key. Perfect. I wasn't there to create a scene. I wanted the truth. That evening, I found them. Jessica and the same man from the photo, holding hands, laughing, sharing dinner by the beach. She looked happier than I'd seen her in years. Then, she looked up. Our eyes met. The color disappeared from her face. The wine glass nearly slipped from her hand. Her boyfriend slowly turned around. Neither of them spoke. I simply smiled. Looks like the girls invited one more guest. Chapter 5. The calmest revenge. Jessica ran after me. "It isn't what it looks like," I laughed softly. That's usually how people begin explaining exactly what it looks like. She begged me not to ruin the trip. Ruin it? She already had. I wasn't interested in yelling. Instead, I walked to the front desk. As the account holder, I canceled every extra charge linked to my credit card. The upgraded spa package, the private yacht excursion, the romantic sunset dinner, everything. Then I requested separate billing. Within an hour, her boyfriend was arguing with hotel staff because his credit card kept getting declined. Apparently, he assumed someone else would be paying. He was right, just not anymore. Chapter 6, The Ride Home. Jessica spent the next 2 days calling me. 42 missed calls, 23 text messages, dozens of apologies. She insisted it had only been emotional. The photos said otherwise. When I returned home, I didn't confront her. I met an attorney instead. Over the next month, I quietly copied financial records, protected my savings, separated business accounts, changed every beneficiary. By the time Jessica realized what was happening, every legal document was already prepared. She thought she was planning a secret future. She never noticed. I was planning my exit. Chapter 7, the truth finally came out. Friends eventually learned what had happened. Jessica tried telling everyone I'd become distant, controlling, cold. Then one mutual friend asked a simple question. If he was controlling, why were you vacationing with another man using his travel rewards? Silence. No answer. Her story collapsed overnight. The affair ended a few weeks later, apparently. Vacation romances don't survive real life. Chapter 8, the best revenge was peace. 1 year later, the divorce was finalized. I kept shared custody of our children, bought a smaller home, started traveling with the kids. Real vacations, no lies, no secrets. One evening, my son asked, "Dad, Why don't you and Mom go on trips together anymore? I smiled. Because real vacations begin with honesty. He nodded. That was enough. Sometimes people think revenge means making someone suffer. It doesn't. Sometimes revenge is simply refusing to let someone keep lying to you. Jessica thought she'd fooled me into staying home. She never imagined I'd walk into the very resort where she was building a new life without me. The moment she saw me standing there, she knew she hadn't lost a vacation. She'd lost her marriage. If this story kept you hooked, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. What would you have done if you walked into that resort?